Hi, I wanted to share a couple of book talks with you. In this first book, The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, we have a girl on a trip with her dad, and she and her dad don't call each other by their normal names. They've made up nicknames for each other, and they're traveling the country in this school bus, and he has souped it up so that she has her own bedroom area. He has his own sleeping area, a little kitchen area, and then the driving part up at the front. When I first started reading this book, I thought maybe this was their living situation, but as it turns out, they chose this, and he made it like a camper for the two of them. And they start out in Florida, and along their journey, they pick up other passengers and take them different places that are in need. And Coyote reveals why she and her dad are on this trip through the other people. And she goes into detail about their lives, and every Sunday Coyote touches base with her grandmother. And during one of those phone calls, when she gets in touch with her grandmother, she finds out there's something going on at home and she needs to return for it. So she has to enlist the help of the other passengers to help get her all the way across country back to their hometown for something she really needs to do, because she knows if she tells her dad, there's no way he'll take her home. In Tommy Greenwald's Game Changer, this book takes place with a young boy. He's had an accident during a football practice, and he's your main character, but he's in a coma in the hospital. And this is a rather lengthy book. It's about 50 pages, something like that. I read it in one night. It's written in kind of a phrases format, kind of like free verse poetry. If you ever read Sharon Creech's Love That Dog, Hate That Cat, or Nikki Grimes, Alexander Kwame writes some. But it was just a very fun read. It goes through what has happened and why the boy is in this situation. There's a little bit of mystery involved in the accident that happened at practice and what's going on around him. I also like some of the features. It also included texting in there from messages from people, and it also included Facebook posts. So this was a great book. If you read this one, don't skip out on the author's note at the end. Tommy Greenwald talks about his son playing football and how he feels about these brain injuries and how it's affecting people's lives. So it was a great addition to the read. I hope you enjoy this one. New Kid. This one was a full-color graphic novel written by Jerry Craft. He's getting lots of awards for this one. In this story, you follow a student as he goes to middle school for the first time, and he's getting into this really ritzy, fancy middle school. This middle school is so fancy. Some of the kids have their own drivers. They go on very exotic vacations and things like this, and our main character, he doesn't feel like he fits in, and he identifies with about 3 other kids at the school too, some boys, some girls, that also feel like they're different and why they feel singled out and how life is different for them. He also, this part I loved, he talked about how he changes things as he's going from school to home and how he has a different persona to match in with each setting that he goes through, such as being on the subway train and then how he behaves at school, how he kind of toughens up as he goes home. As you can tell here in the picture, he's an artist, and so every so often, maybe about 5 or 6 times through the book, it'll give you a black and white page of just his drawings. And those drawings, that's you being able to interpret how he's feeling about whatever's going on or how his friends are feeling about what they're going through at that time. So it follows him all through the school year. There's so many important lessons to be learned and different social topics that are covered in this book. It was a really great read. Front Desk. This is a wonderful book. This young girl, Kelly Yang, the author, based this on her real life. They were Chinese immigrants that came over to America for a better start. They ended up living in California, which, if you know anything about California, is very expensive to live there. So it was very hard on her family to find a job that would pay them well enough to pay for housing. So they end up getting a job from another immigrant running a hotel. And so her parents worked so hard trying to make this hotel as wonderful as it can be. They're working so diligently. She comes home from school and runs the front desk, which is where we get the title. She comes up with all these great ideas to help their hotel improve their business. But the owner is very cruel and insists that her parents pay for anything that gets messed up or broken. They have to fix it out of their wages, and they get paid per person that spends the night. So if someone takes off on the bill, then they get stuck and have to pay it as well. So it's very challenging. So she goes through all the hardships her parents faced. It was a very exciting novel, a lot going on, and not only with the hotel, but also her struggles at school as her family's making way in this new country. It deals with all the hardships that they faced and other immigrants face as they come over to a new country, being treated equally. I hope you'll check one of these out. Remember, if you liked any of these books, make your way over to that tall table. There's 4 slips of paper. You can sign up for whichever book you're interested in and put your first and last name and your ELA teacher and what period you have that ELA teacher, and we will try to get these copies to you. I hope you have a great time in the Media Center today, and I'm sorry I missed you.